In 1955, two veteran Florida sheriffs took a trip to Texas, a trip that changed the lives of thousands of troubled, abused, and neglected youngsters in Florida. While there, they learned about a ranch for needy and neglected boys. The two sheriffs, who daily saw youngsters in trouble and children being neglected, knew Florida sheriffs could also capture the vision of helping neglected and unwanted boys. Ground was broken for the first cottage in the summer of 1958. Staff were hired, and the first boys arrived in February of 1959. As the next generation of sheriffs and staff step up to continue this legacy of love, the youth ranches maintain a focus on delinquency, prevention, and service to children as they raise the next generation of boys and girls to become productive, law-abiding members of our community. Florida Youth Ranches, up next on Bayside. Good morning and welcome to Bayside. I am your host, Shelly Sanders. Now we are about to share with you some of the most awesome stories. One of my favorite guests is back with us today, Wayne Witzik with Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and you have brought, you brought Joshua Mondragon with you, and I'm so excited about that. And we'll tell you at home just how excited and why we're so excited for sure in just a second. But first, welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us
It is
back.
a pleasure to have you on the show. From the bottom of my heart, a great big welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
And we like how you say favorite.
Yes,
Yeah, 'cause
it is no secret, one of my favorite guests to have on the show here, Wayne.
well, we appreciate that.
And so, that being said, tell us about Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranches. I know I kind of told the backstory about it, but tell our viewers exactly what that means and give reason behind the reason why you're one of my favorite guests.
Well, for me personally, it's such an honorable, noble cause to be associated with. We're celebrating this year our 60th anniversary.
Wow.
And, you know, I get to day in and day out meet people like Joshua and help them along their path towards success, and just very humbled to be part of it, and really appreciate these kind of opportunities where we can come in, share the story, share the successes that we're having, and, you know, let people know how they can help. You know, because everybody can help at some level.
Well, originally, like I said in the open, it started out with one piece of property, and it was in 1958. And now here you are, fast forward, and it was all boys. And now here it is. We're fast approaching 2018, and it's co-ed. There's many properties. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so as we grew into what we are today, the Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranches, we're not only a residential program that serves boys in North Florida, we cover the entire state of Florida. We have 6 locations, including 2 camp locations, and we serve all counties in the state of Florida. We're always searching for those children that can benefit from the services that we provide, and unfortunately, there's more need than you know, we have bed capacity and so forth. So we do everything we can to help as many as we possibly can.
Sure. And clearly, you've done a phenomenal job. And yep, I'm talking about you, Mr. Joshua Mondragon. Joshua, you are an alumni of the Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranches, and I can 100% tell you that you are one of the favorite stories that I have from this show. So I want you to share your experience, your backstory, why I love having you here, and I bug Wayne about it every time he comes. Like, where's Joshua? Tell our viewers how you came to be here today.
So I think last time I was here, I was transitioning my collegiate career to the University of Tampa, so had a great experience there. Graduated with a 3.7, so pretty proud about that.
Yeah.
But the ranch has been great to me. I mean, even after I left successfully, after completing 3.5 years there, I've always kept in contact with them. I've had great mentors like Mr. Wayne and a few others that have really stuck with me, and it's been an awesome experience.
Sure.
I wouldn't be where I am today without them, for sure.
Right. Where were you, Joshua? I'm always so grateful for you and your bravery and just your honesty on how here's my story. Where were you? Let us be clear, you are amazing and so successful, and I'm so proud of you. I think the world of you. But where were you headed before you came to meet
So around 7th grade, in a rough neighborhood in Miami, that's where I kind of started, falling down a lot and just headed down the wrong path. I failed 7th grade, got kicked out of middle school 6th grade, just fighting a lot, hanging around the wrong crowds, drugs involved, and just not being who I knew I could be. And, my mom, she offered this opportunity to me where she really didn't give me a choice. She's like, you're doing it. And, with my background, with my parents, whatever they say goes. So, I mean, I just went to this program that completely changed my life. So,
And going into this program, talk to us about that. You were doing this because that was your option from your parents.
Right.
No, this is where you're going.
Right.
Something you were not accustomed to, in an environment you were not accustomed to, doing things that, let's be honest, in 7th grade, a completely lost teenager,
Yeah,
right.
like in Miami, especially, I'm a city boy going to this ranch, and in the middle of Bradenton, where there's nothing but woods and green. So it was quite the transition.
Sure.
But it took me a little bit to get accustomed to that and adapt. But I was able to get it together, and with the help of the staff members and just the youth that were there too, we helped one another, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and here you are today, just doing so well, and your mom is over the moon.
Proud mom.
Yeah, that was one of my motivations, is to make her proud, especially she was a single mom, which is one of the things I think I took advantage of while I was in middle school, just being a menace, per se. So, but I really wanted to make her proud. She invested a lot in me, and it's just while I was at the ranch, something triggered to where I needed change, and with the help that I got from them, they gave me that extra oomph to get over the hump.
Sure. So it's fair to say you wouldn't be where you are today.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the emotional, physical, and moral support that I got from the ranch, I mean, it's pretty overwhelming in the best way. And the nice thing is, I still feel like I'm a part of it, even though I left successfully in 2008. I mean, almost 10 years later, and I still feel like they're my family. They're my second family, and we're very close.
Wayne, how proud does that feel right now? Just beaming.
He's like my son, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about him, and I love this guy. And the way I personally look at it, every day when I get up and I do what I have to do for children, and they come out like Joshua, his successes are our successes.
Sure.
And I'm very proud of that.
That's the beautiful part about Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranches. I'm telling you, these guys are like family, and it's infectious. You need to log on to the website, youthranches.org. It's going to give you all this and then some. It'll even tell you how you can get involved, and perhaps a youth that could benefit from the ranches. At any rate, check out the website. We'll have a link for you on ours as well. We'll be back. Welcome back to Bayside. I'm your host, Shelly Sanders. I've been speaking with Wayne Witzik and Joshua Mondragon all about the Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranches. Again, one of my favorite guests to have on the show. I truly mean it. Love having you on here. so much to talk about. Really, we could have 4 shows, all 4 weekends of the month,
That's
and
okay
talk
with
about
us.
you guys, and still not cover everything. There's so much. That being said, let's just get into it. You guys have connections with so much of our Bay Area. It's crazy, really and truly, the state. Talk to me about that.
You know, I live in Hillsborough County, although our main office is in Suwannee County, 3.5 hours away. And I've been giving back to this community most of my professional career. And being here, I've seen a tremendous growth in the support that we're getting from Hillsborough County, the Tampa Bay area. You know,
and we're looking at a guy right here that a lot of the Bay Area would know.
WWE
Thaddeus Bullard.
superstar Titus O'Neil, aka
Yes.
Thaddeus Bullard.
And what is his connection?
So Thaddeus, his story, and he would tell you this story himself, his mother was actually raped, and Thaddeus was a product of that rape. Thaddeus never knew his dad, and Thaddeus had a very troubled youth. He became friends with a member of law enforcement through our camp program, and together they convinced Thaddeus, with his help of his mom, that maybe coming to live up at the Boys Ranch was the best thing to get his life on track. And Thaddeus actually spent 5 years living at the Boys Ranch.
And this video is showing some of the images and footage from your properties, correct?
Absolutely. These are all our either our youth in program or our alumni. Tyler there, we call Tyler Tank, because when he grips your hand, it's like a vice. Tyler graduated our program a little over a year ago, and now is in a supervisory role at the Grand Canyon, leading tours on horseback.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The success stories are incredible, and for you at home that are watching this video, I mean, it truly is amazing just to, and I know that you can speak to this, Joshua, just how much having that just support system, it's a surrogate family system that really makes a difference in so many walks of life, no matter whether you go on to be a banker, and I hear you got other big things planned, I mean, or whether you are a WWE superstar, you're leading tours in the Grand Canyon, no matter what your path, go on to be a stay-at-home mother or in law enforcement.
One of the girls shown, she's graduated as an attorney. We have another that went on to be a professional photographer. Yes. A lot go into the military.
Talk to me about one of the most recent stories, Wayne's stories, an 11-year-old.
I think the most honoring thing that can happen to somebody like myself is to be able to refer a child into our program. When you see the positive outcomes like Joshua, and you see these children struggling. So about 45 days ago, I had a friend of a friend call me. She was struggling with her 11-year-old son. He has a 6-inch school record of inappropriate behavior and that type of activity. He hasn't been diagnosed, to my knowledge, with anything medical related. A lot of it has to do with just having the proper mentoring and not that mom's broken home, but not that mom's a bad person, but mom just didn't know what else to do.
Let's face it, children don't come with a manual.
Exactly.
You know?
We introduced him to the Boys Ranch, and because that was really the place that he needed to be. And specifically, he did not want to go. He looked at it as a boot camp, as a punishment, but we're not a punitive, we're a preventative agency, not a punitive agency. And I happen to have that video of Thaddeus, Titus O'Neil, and I had mom share that with him, and that changed his mind. It actually encouraged him to go and listen. They took a tour up there. They decided that it was definitely something that he was interested in to better his life. I got to see him 2 weekends ago at our anniversary party. I never met him face to face, but I had his pictures, and I was driving through the campus and I saw him out playing basketball, and I stopped and I said, "Are you Kevin?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Well, I'm Wayne. I've worked with your mom to, get you in the program." And he smiled and everything, and we started taking some shots, and I started asking him how things were going, and he says he's liking it now. He's getting acclimated on campus, school. He was doing very well. And so Mom came up that afternoon. I didn't get to see Mom, and so I reached out to her a couple of days later, and she sent me a picture of him wearing a cowboy hat. He wants to be one of our riding ranchers, and she said she's so proud because he was accustomed to getting D's and F's in school, and he got his first report card in all A's and B's.
Incredible. And that's just a month and a half of being there. Incredible. And stories like this happen every day as a result of Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranches. Doing big things here in the state of Florida, Bay Area in particular. Check it out, youthranches.org. That's the website that you're looking at right there. These stories, they're real and they're awesome. Check it out. We're going to take a break. Welcome back to Bayside. I'm your host, Shelly Sanders. I am telling you right now, we just don't have enough time in this one show to talk about all the amazing things going on over the Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranches. I mean, Wayne, come on, Joshua, it's just, there are so many things going on. You guys have a new relationship with the Florida Sports Hall of Fame.
Yes.
You have upcoming events. You have tons of stuff going on. So you're gonna have to go to the website, youthranches.org. In the meantime, Joshua, tell me, where are you right now? Because I know people are just sitting here going, wow, this handsome man, young man sitting on this couch right now, what? He came from just totally off path, bad 7th grader, to I mean, your
Success.
teachers even from 7th grade, I'm sure would be like, no, that's not him. But really, talk to us now. Where are you now, and how your life is right now?
To my defense, I made up that 7th grade year while I was at the ranch, so just to my defense. But that's one of the things the ranch has to offer me. But
I love it.
But no, so like I said earlier, I graduated successfully from UT with a 3.7 GPA, which obviously I'm proud of because like 3 times that I've mentioned it already. But
you should mention that.
But,
we're proud.
Yeah, so I was working at the bank, as you already knew, but I wanted to venture out. The JP Morgan Chase brought me a lot of great things, expanded my skill set, and but I'm actually a national recruit manager for Maxim Healthcare.
Well, look at you.
Yeah, so
fantastic.
I staff nurses, and then I manage their contracts nationwide once I place them with clients and facilities that we work with. So I love it.
I love that. Yeah. I love it. And again, you're beaming. I feel like I'm beaming, and I had nothing to do with it outside of just like giving you the forum to please tell your story. And I'm so proud. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Shelly.
Keep up the good work. We're going to hold a bachelor bid. This is one of the most eligible bachelors in Tampa. Look at you.
Hosted by Shelly. Yes.
There we go.
I'm flattered.
Televised by CW44.
For
I like
sure.
it.
I love it. So big things going on constantly.
Yeah.
Big futures clearly going on with all things youth ranches. How can our viewers get involved? What's the best way?
The best way to get involved is to go to the website, youthranches.org. Specifically, the ways to give section of that website. The news section of the website tells you local events, things that are going on.
Sure.
And I mean, we really believe that there's a giving situation for everybody out there. Whether you want to volunteer, whether you want to write a check, whether you want to you know, come on campus and do something with the children.
Right.
All
For
they
you
need,
at home, you were looking at that website right
Yeah.
there. I love it. Mending Lives, Healing Hearts.
all they need to do is call that 800 number that you flashed across the screen earlier. Ask for Wayne. I'm happy to talk to you, come see you. I take pride in trying to figure out, you know, how you can give through our organization the way you want to give. Everybody wants to give differently.
Sure.
It's my job to help you do that.
So log on to that website, youthranches.org, and figure out your way that you can make a difference. Check it out while we go to break. As always, I want to thank you at home for joining us. Thank you guys for being back here. I love it every
Thank you.
time you're here. I tell you every week, get out, get involved in your community. Log on to youthranches.org and do it. We'll see you next week.